What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Lucha Lucha, aka Matthew Jim Brownlee. I'm back with another Raw report, Raw breakdown. You know what it is. I don't gotta tell you what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the comments, the bells. Hey, hit the dislike button if you really don't like it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. You clicked on the video, you gave it a try. It be like that sometimes. Hey, that rhyme. So good at that. Of course, this is where I talk about Raw. I break it down. I talk about what I did like. I talk about what I didn't like, and we just see what's gonna happen. Of course, this is the final show. This is actually it's the premiere show and the go home show at the same time for Hell in a Cell. We have three Hell in a Cell matches and a couple more matches going on. So this is Raw's Go Home show. It was 3 hours, so you already know how it's gonna be. So this is the good, the bad, and the woof, the oofy poopy scoopy. Let's talk about it. Man, Raw was rough. I ain't even gonna hold you. Um, yeah, Raw was not my favorite. I think the problem with Raw tonight was that there was like they had like since this is like the first night, uh they have so many, probably they're trying to think of so many fresh matchups and stuff to do, and they're trying to fit the old roster from SmackDown and fit in with the new roster, and then you still have the people from the new roster still feuding from like 1927, and it's just a whole it was just a whole it was a whole thing. The show is bipolar. um One good thing about it though was the new theme song that they had. It was by NF. He's a rapper who doesn't curse. He's a non-cursing rapper. He's a Christian rapper who has like mainstream praise and stuff. He's actually really good. So when I heard it, I was like, oh, I was like, this guy sounds familiar. And I was like, oh, is this NF? And it is NF. So Christian rapper on Monday Night Raw. He probably got paid a good amount of money for it. So this first part of the segment, all this parts of the segment, was good and bad at the same time. So what I mean is, they talk for a little bit. The commentary, Tomojo, Tom Phillips, and Byron Saxton, they talk, and then the lights, go out for a little bit, and then Alexa Bliss is in the ring, and she says, "Let me in" or "Let him in," something like that. And then the Fiend comes out, dope music as always, all that good stuff right there. And he goes in the ring, him and Alexa Bliss holding hands. And as soon as that happens, Retribution comes out. I was like, Retribution? All right, okay, Retribution. They out here. They about to do their thing. Retribution comes out. They surround the ring. The whole time, Alexa Bliss and Fiend is just there. They're just standing there, not moving a muscle, not even acknowledging them. They go in the ring. They surround them and stuff like that. And then right behind them, Ali like gets his puts his hand out. And he's about to do the thing. The lights go off. And there's like, get him! And there's a big scuffle. The lights come back on. He's not there because of course he's not. And then Hurt Business come out, and they have a six-man tag match, which Retribution lost. And every time Bobby Lashley was in the ring, he was murdering everybody. Every time Bobby Lashley was in the ring, he had the upper hand on every single one of them. He ended up tapping out Dijak, T-Bar, whatever, and the Hurt Block. I guess that's what he's called it. I like the little mini stuff that Ali and Cedric did. I enjoyed that stuff. The one-on-one match that they're going to get, I was like, I can't wait for that. Assumed that Hurt Business was going to be baby faces, but I don't think they are. They're those like, even as good as that crew is like, I don't know if they're baby faces. I don't know if they're heels. But like during the match, the Fiend was like was on the Titantron. Then after the match, the Fiend comes back out. Alexa Bliss is like on the thing, and the Fiend just single handedly just takes out everybody at Retribution, and then he stares down. Hurt Business was just looking at him, and they're like, "Man, we ain't got nothing to do with that. That's not our business anymore." So yeah. So the reason why I said that it's good and bad is it's like you had Retribution to come out. It's like, yeah, okay, they're in something serious with the Fiend. But okay, that's good stuff. And then they had the match with the Hurt Business, which was a good match. I was like, okay, that's all good stuff. And then they lost. They got dominated pretty much the whole match, especially by Bobby Lashley. They had him tap out. Uh, okay. And then you all get single handedly beat up by the Fiend. It's like, that's trash. But yeah, that was trash. And then later on, Ali did a backstage promo. He pretty much was, he pretty much mentioned that yeah, I was a SmackDown hacker because I was able to, because he was pretty much saying that it doesn't matter who you are. He was like, I'm everywhere. I'm able to do, it's like my strong suit is like hacking or something like that. And he was pretty much saying that he's the one that did on SmackDown because he was showing how corrupt WWE was and all this other stuff. And it all made sense. But then I was like, oh, is he? Because he started talking about like everybody was like people like me who deserve better. People like these people all deserve better, and I got them. And I picked them up. They were not being used well or whatever. And I found them, and now I promised them that we'll all do great and all this good stuff. So I thought he was like gonna take their mask off. It was like one by one, they're all gonna know who they are. So I thought he was gonna like take their mask off. Like this is not T-Bar, this is Dijak, this is Dio Madden. So maybe they might do that like within like the next couple of weeks. They might one by one like take off this mask. Like, yeah, you think this is T-Bar, this is Dominic Dijak or whatever like that. And next week, this is Dio Madden, this is Mia Yim, this is Shane Thorne. Maybe they might start doing that. But the promo was good, but everything, the getting on the Fiend was good stuff. The match was good, but the tapping out and then getting murdered by Bray Wyatt, no, no bueno. Uh, but anyways, after that, they had a Matt Riddle package. It's kind of funny that this was the same Matt Riddle package that they showed after when he got um, traded to the Blue Blend from NXT when it was after he lost to Timothy Thatcher in that like Lions Den match, and they showed the video package of Matt Riddle, and that was literally the video package. So no more feelings of bro. I guess he's just original bro now again. Um, he has a match with AJ Styles. AJ Styles is with the big Jordan guy from Raw Underground, which I'm assuming Raw Underground is officially no more. Um, yeah, I liked it. I like Jordan. I like the big guy. I like that he's just there, intimidating the referee. The referee's telling him to get out the ring. He's like, no. He said, well, if you don't, I'm gonna count you out. And he counted to three. He grabbed his hand, his whole hand here. He's like, hey, bro, I'm just trying to do my job. No, just please, can you? And then Jordan looks at AJ. Hey, look, hey, big man, do what you want. Hey, it's your ring. I'm just here. And then he gets out and he stares at him. And then Matt Riddle's been scared of him the whole time. My man at the end of the match, my man was about to count Matt Riddle out. The ref was counting Matt Riddle out. And Jordan he was just there. He just got it, grabbed his fist, wanted a bro fist. And then Matt Riddle, for some reason, got scared, got in the ring, and got caught up with AJ Styles and got hit with the Styles Clash. And he lost. That's his fault. But the match itself was decent. I don't think it was better than their first match, but I mean, the match was still fine. They're really good. They don't really put on bad matches. So I like the dynamic with AJ and Jordan. He doesn't really need it, but hey, he's there, so why not use him, right? Uh, Next up, there's Orton's. I call this the Orton Selective Memory video package because he pretty much had a video package of him not remembering whatever happened, but he remembered when he beat up legends and stuff like that. And it was just pretty much the same video package that you've seen. Randy Orton doesn't remember the match, but he remembers getting kicked and all the legends beat me up. And then I got you back, and then I'm the only one that pinned Randy Orton, or I'm the only one that pinned Drew McIntyre in almost a year. Blah 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 blah. Um, Drew has a promo, and he pretty much told Randy Orton that I know that you have your little hell match. I don't be surprised if I show up. Then I wrote Lana's about to win women's championship. LOL, because it was a joke. Uh, of course, the biggest joke is, as always, Lana goes through table, which she did after she tapped out to Asuka. This match was just pretty much showing that that Lana has really trained better than she was. Like she's not the same Lana that she was. Like people like hated her and stuff like that. Like she's really improved, and it seemed like she really put in the effort to wrestle, and she showed that off a little bit. Of course, she still needs a lot of work, but what she did was impressive enough to maybe train some more, get some more reps and some more matches in, and maybe she might be a problem some years down the line. But good for her for getting this opportunity. Shayna Baszler, of course, as always, as soon as she wins, she attacks what's her face? Attacks Asuka. She grabs Lana. Samoan dropped through the announce table because of course she did. And then they try to get Asuka. Asuka beats up Shayna for a little bit, and then she leaves. Come back from commercial, and they're still there. Oh, this part makes I don't even want to talk about it. So Naya and Shayna, they were talking about that they're like, they're a team, they're dominant, all this other stuff. That from on Raw and SmackDown, they beat everybody. Like there's nobody that's ready for us. There's nobody, step up to us because we're the best. And then out comes the golden blondes, the big muscly women, as Asuka calls them, of Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. I was like, okay, Rose Dana Brooke, no, that's not bad. And then Lacey Evans comes out. I was like, oh, Lacey Evans. I was like, okay, they're putting her in a tag team. Who's the tag team partner? Peyton Royce. Peyton Royce. So you're telling me this is what you're telling me. You have the Iconics as your tag team, Peyton Royce, Billy Kay. You have them as a tag team, and then you have them split up, and then you don't use really Billy Kay, and then you put them on separate brands. And you said you was gonna push you said you was gonna push Peyton Royce, and then you put her in another tag team. Does any of that what I just said make sense? You already had a tag team, and then you just put her in another tag team. What was the point of splitting them up if you just gonna put her in another tag team? Anyways, then after that, it was gonna be a triple threat match, and then the Riots came out, who I guess still want to be called Live to Riot, even though they're everybody's still calling them Riot Squad, but their jackets and stuff saying Live to Riot. So I'm guess that's what I'm gonna keep calling them because that's what the name they want to be. This match was fine, but I mean the champions won, so I don't understand what the point of this match was. If you keep beating all your tag teams, why are you? What is the point of why? You need number one contenders. So the only thing that you can really do is go to the main or go to NXT because your one and only tag team on SmackDown went to Raw. You just beat them last week, and then you just beat them again along with all your other tag teams. So I don't get it. I just don't get it. Um, Elias Concert, Universal Truth album coming out next week. Fire. I don't care what anybody says. The concert was fire. That song I wrote, Amen. Fire. That was low key fire. And then he wanted encore. He gives it to a person that was out screen. He didn't see him, who I assumed was Jeff Hardy. And he was leaving. He was about to come in like, oh, encore. You want an encore? Okay, I'll give you an encore. And he was like, hey, give me my guitar back. And then the guy is playing the guitar. He was like, hey, big shot. who you think you are? And of course, Jeff Hardy. They're like, oh, what do you think you're doing? And he swings it. He's like, I did not run you over. And that was the end of the segment. And then I think later on, Elias is mad. He said, man, you think that a guy come back to a different brand and come back and I still get interrupted. It was like, guess what? Not only will my Universal Truth album debut, it's going to be a great time because I challenged Jeff Hardy to a match at Hell in a Cell because they only had 3 matches announced, so they got another one. By the way, Jeff Hardy accepted it on Raw Talk. Yeah, that song was low key fire. I don't care what anybody says. Miz and Morrison segment with Tucker. Again, same thing, pretty much. Tucker was talking about, oh, you do all this with your lawyers. You got me drafted. You got Mandy drafted. You're prolonging the stupid thing, and you're now wanting to take his money in the bank. And then he said, it's gonna be you two, and I'll find me a tag team partner. They laughed at him because he has no friends besides Otis. Kofi versus Sheamus. Plus promos. Kofi and Woods did a promo about missing E and stuff like that. But hey, it's okay because we're still good. Sheamus comes out and runs him down. It's like, hey, now you don't got them. You don't got Big E. Now you are to alone. I knew they're split and all that stuff. They were just pretty much going back and forth. He was like, hey, saying, hey, you came out all ashy, coming out here ashy self. He's like, didn't you get dropped by E 2 weeks ago? Did you get dropped by E last week? You talk about people getting dropped. Didn't you get dropped? New Day's forever. New Day rocks. Um, this match was actually really good. It was physical. Kofi was busting out some new stuff. Sheamus, of course, he's all about the hardcore. Big E was in the virtual crowd. He was hyping his peoples up. Kofi at the end wins with Trouble in Paradise, which I believe was probably the best match of the whole show. Yeah, this was the best match of the whole card. It was pretty decent. I enjoyed the match. Um, this was Kofi's like his WWE title run. This was like him, uh, fiery babyface WWE Championship. You throw everything at me, and I'm still gonna come back. I'm still gonna fight, and I'm still gonna be innovative, and I'm gonna come back and win. And that's pretty much what this was, and it was great stuff. Biggie seemed happy, and I think Mark Henry was also in the virtual crowd, and Jeff Jarrett, and I think Ric Flair was there too eventually somewhere. Um, I already talked about the Ali. He was the hacker. Um, Her Business said that's how you handle business. Titus O'Neil comes out. He wants to join Her Business. They think it over for 2 seconds, and then they beat up Titus, which is why I was like, I don't know if they're baby faces or they're heels because they do a baby face thing, and then they beat up Titus O'Neil for no reason. Next up, oh, by the way, you noticed Ricochet wasn't on the show now, right? You noticed that? You did? Okay. Um, Miz and Morrison, they come out. They want the match, the tag team match, and of course Tucker comes out. He was like, "Hey, it's okay." I was like, I searched around all the globe, and I got the perfect guy, and it was El Gran Gordo, El Gran Gordo, hilarious, which is translated to the big fat. That's hilarious. Which is clearly not Otis at all. It's not Otis. It's El Gran Gordo. Even Samoa Joe said it's El Gran Gordo. He's all over the world. And pretty much Miz just went on a fire promo back in his IC title days when he was serious. He was just saying, "Hey, this is the reason why I say a joke. This is the reason why nobody believes that you're WWE champion material because you do stupid stuff like this. You do silly stuff like this. It's like when I was Money in the Bank holder, it's like it propelled me to like uh legendary status. This is why I've been here for 15 years. This is why I've beaten legends. This is why I've beaten like future Hall of Famers and Hall of Famers and stuff like that. It's like you're just the uh, 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 whatever he calls them, um, a joke. He pretty much says, he said you could put a mask over a pig, but at the end of the day, it's still a pig. I was like, damn. And then they got in there, they beat him up. This match was okay. It was fine. It was there. Um, of course, our truth comes out, and then Miz is looking at him like he's crazy. 24/7 shenanigans. Gulak is like holding the referee by like the collars, running with him, and it distracts Miz. And El Gran Gordo hits him with a move that I think I forgot what Samoa Joe called it. He called it something. He was like La Tapa. He was like La Tapa, La Tapa for the win, which I guess is the Spanish version of saying Vader Bomb or something like that. But it was all hilarious. And then after that, New Day is back there with them. Mandy comes with a ham, gives it to Otis, and gives it to El Gran Gordo, and they celebrate, and everybody's happy. Next up, Firefly Fun House. This was pretty much Bray saying that yeah, I wanna he's like I'm gonna miss all my friends that I made on that I had on SmackDown. But the good thing is, I get a whole bunch of new friends here on Raw. He was like, we already on to a good start. Everything is behind us. It's a fresh start and start new and stuff like that. Rambling Rabbit apparently has a wife and kids, which was crazy. Um, he was saying, "Man, I just want to start. I just want to start new, start fresh." And Bray was like, "Of course." Winks, and then he does all the stuff with Rambling Rabbit get beat up, and then Mercy the Buzzer ate him again. And he was like, "Ha!" And then the knock on the door. I thought it was going to be Retribution. I was hoping so much to go be Retribution. They come in and tear down the whole place. But instead, it's Lexi, little Lexa Bliss. Good stuff. Also on Raw Talk, they talked about Nikki, of course, wants. She said, hey Lexi, let me in," which is like, oh, you don't want to go in on that. And then also she was like, she also wants to be, she says she's her best friend, she's her tag team partner. She wants to help her and stuff like that, but she also wants to go after Asuka for that Raw Women's Championship. So me likey. Yeah, Lexi showed up at the end looking delicious, and yeah, everything about Firefly Funhouse and the Fiend and Alexa Bliss, everything they done has been fire. So that was all good stuff. And then the last match, Braun versus Keith Lee. It was trash. The match lasted maybe 2 or 3 minutes, like if that. Braun wins because I think Keith Lee went to like pounce him or something like that. He goes for a cover, and he kind of does the same thing that Roman did to him with the low blow pin thing, but he didn't like do the thing. He like his whole body like went into the low blow position. Caught him, big boot for the 3, and he beat Keith Lee. Yup, that happened. I guess to get his heat back. Braun celebrating, and Keith Lee turns him around. He kicks him straight in the dick, and he was like, "Yo, it's like you. That's how you know you're supposed to be a monster." He's like, "I'm the dragon. You want to do that? That's how you gonna do. You want to be like you ain't no monster. You ain't nothing. Yeah, this ain't over by a long shot." And they left. And then after that, finally the last segment, Randy Orton, he cuts his promo. He pretty much just talked about what happens when he was inside Hell in a Cell. He was like, Drew's never been in one. I've been in. This is gonna be my 8th. He's where I dropped Jeff Hardy right here. This is where I beat up. Uh, this is where me and John Cena fought here twice. Took Undertaker out over there. Right there is when I beat up Jeff Hardy and all that stuff that he was talking about. And then Drew McIntyre came out. He's like, "Hi, you can't get open because I lock the doors." And Drew's like, "Oh." He's like, "Yeah, come get in here, huh? Yeah, yeah." And then Drew goes over there. He has bolt cutters, and then he bolts it, and then he opens it, he closes it, and Raw goes off the air. Cliffhanger. What's going to happen? So that means that this match has to start. So that means that like Raw, that the pay per view has to start with them inside Hell in a Cell. That's what has to happen. That would be my guess. By the way, Drew McIntyre is winning. I don't know what they're gonna do with Randy Orton next, but Drew McIntyre is gonna win, and he might go on. Well, after that's gonna be Survivor Series. So I would assume after Survivor Series, his next step would probably be. I would say AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles is next on that list. I like that they. This is the good part about the shakeup of the roster. They Raw got Drew some good opponents. They got Matt Riddle. They got Jeff Hardy. They got AJ Styles. They got Keith Lee. They got Braun Strowman. So they got some heavy hitters for him. So I would say maybe TLC, maybe Braun or Keith Lee, depending on what happens at the end of theirs. Then maybe Rumble, you have a big match with AJ Styles, and then maybe he defends it inside like the Elimination Chamber, and then depending, and then maybe he might get AJ again at WrestleMania, or maybe he might get Jeff Hardy at Royal Rumble, which would also be a good match, and then he gets get AJ Styles at WrestleMania. It's a lot of good stuff. Matt Riddle, I don't think this is the end of Matt Riddle. I think this was just a thing because Big Scary Guy was there. He'll probably get in that the U.S. title picture, which would be good stuff. Um, that women's division is decent right now, but you could have had Lacey Evans just beat. You could have just kept the Iconics together. Have another opponent for Asuka and Lacey. You have her. You have Naomi, Asuka, Naomi, Lacey Evans, and then whenever Shayna and Nia drop the tag team titles, you have those five, and you have everybody else in the tag team division. So maybe they might do something where Shayna whenever they lose, Nia tries to turn on Shayna. Maybe Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir is with Shayna, and they put them in that women's tag team division. So they have that plus those five vying in that women's title match. So instead of them, you have those other four plus maybe whoever's on NXT. I think it could be fun, but you didn't need to split up the Iconics, especially if you're going to have Peyton Royce in the tag team division. Like, if you're not even going to put her in the women's division, going to have her in the tag team division, you definitely, or you could have put Lacey with Lana. I don't know. Just Raw, I'm being very nice. I'm going to give Raw a C, and that's being very generous. And that's just because I think they have good stuff there. I think once they figure out maybe after what happens after Hell in a Cell, maybe they might start putting things together. But some of the matches were okay. The Sheamus Kofi match was really good. The Retribution Her Business match it was decent, and even the Fatal 4-Way match that even didn't even make sense was pretty decent. It's just like a lot of the and of course AJ Styles Matt Riddle was good. But it's just like a lot of decisions that they made just didn't really make sense. But it is what it is. Um, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff in the book. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.